I made a promise, and I want to do good on that promise before we adjourn downstairs, that I would teach a profound teaching from the Zohar, from the Kabbalah, on how to hold the Kiddush Cup in our hands. Because, there is a way in everything we do in Judaism. You start the day, if you look at the halacha, they tell you how you're supposed to rise in bed and which foot to put on the floor from your bed first. Then they teach you which shoe you put on first. Besides, I'm skipping all over how you should go to the bathroom and all of that, but even that is in our tradition. So there's a teaching for every moment of our lives. Why? Because this journey, this path, is a path of mindfulness. And our teachers are inviting us to pay attention to everything we do and enter into them mindfully with consciousness and awareness, and not to run through our days through force of habit. And so there is a teaching from the Kabbalah about how we hold the Kiddush Cup. You think you just hold the cup, right? But no, not at all. That'll be too easy. That'll be too simple. So here it is. I made a promise to teach you, or share with you, not to teach you because it's not from me, but to teach you what the Zohar says. And now you'll know, and I will watch from this night forward how you're holding your Kiddush Cup. And I will call you on it. So the Zohar I mentioned is the central text of the Kabbalah, right? And the Zohar, so therefore the Kabbalah overlays the Kiddush Cup of wine with an abundance. I don't have time to name all of the symbols that are put and poured on that poor Kiddush Cup, but the very first teaching you find in the introduction, the very introduction of the Zohar, talks about the Kiddush Cup. So it must have been very important for them, probably because everybody used it, so they wanted to really make that moment of the Kiddush very, very special. And the Zohar suggests that this cup, the symbol of this cup, is that of a rose. A rose. Not any kind of rose. Actually, I forgot, there's a very complicated name. But that rose is a very unique and specific rose. It's the striped rose whose flowers are crimson splashed on a white background. Maybe some of you who are familiar with the world of roses know which one I'm talking about. It's a very unique one. It's got some splashes of red on white petals. And it has 13 white petals. That rose has 13 white petals that are supported by 5 leaves that protect the unique and special and vulnerable bloom. So far, you're with me? All right. So that's what the Kabbalah is saying is the Kiddush Cup represents, that rose, that unique, beautiful rose. And the 13-petaled rose is a very famous Kabbalistic symbol, made even more popular by Adin Steinsaltz's book named The 13-Petaled Rose. So if you want to do a deep dive into that, just buy the book by Adin Steinsaltz. So the rose, according to the Kabbalah, represents the Shekhinah. The rose is the Shekhinah, which is the feminine aspect of God as it is manifests in our reality, as our reality. And she, and therefore the world, the universe, is imbued with 13 divine attributes connected to each of the petals of the rose through the attributes of compassion, of chesed. And those attributes are described in the book of Exodus. My talit is ready to go home already, it looks like. After God forgives the Israelite for the golden calf. And we share this blessing on Yom Kippur, or during the high holy days. So the 13 attributes are mercy, empathy, leniency, compassion, grace, patience, loving kindness, truth, love, forgiveness, clemency, cleansing, and healing. Those are the 13 attributes of the Shekhinah that infuse the entire world, the entire creation, symbolized by the whiteness of the petals. But the crimson splashes, I mentioned there's a crimson splashes on those petals. This, according to the Kabbalah, is the opposite of Chesed, which is Gevurah, which are the qualities of strength, of justice, of discernment that reside as well within the Shekhinah. And the image is that the petal is predominantly compassion and chesed, but it also brings into balance, with a little splash of red, of crimson, it brings into balance also energies of judgment and justice and strength. And so the Shekhinah, in each of its petals, of her petals, is balancing both sides of the Kabbalistic tree of life. And that flower is supported and held and protected by 5 strong leaves. Now you're getting where I'm getting, right? So the Zohar continues in bringing a biblical verse that connects it to the human body. It says, the 5 sturdy leaves, I'm reading from the Torah, actually Book of Psalms. The 5 sturdy leaves are called salvation. They are 5 gates. Concerning this mystery, it is written, I raise the cup of salvation. This is the cup of blessing. We should rest on 5 fingers, no more. I don't know how we do more, but sitting on 5 sturdy leaves, paradigm of 5 fingers. This rose is the cup of blessing, the Kiddush cup of sanctification. So when you hold the Kiddush cup in your hand, you have to make your hand and your fingers as the 5 leaves that are holding inside of it the Kiddush cup. To hold the Shekhinah in your hand, to hold all the attributes of compassion and of discernment in your hand, and to bring them into balance as you hold the cup of blessing, the cup of life. And that's how we make everything magical and mysterious in Judaism.